Well, hello my friends. I'm going to do a quick video here. I'm going to tell you a little story. This happened, I think, in 2016. I took my daughter down to Key Largo to participate in the marine biology course they had for high school students at Marine Lab. It's co-located with Jules Undersea Lodge. I'm sure everyone's heard of that. Anyway, they don't have the program anymore, unfortunately, but basically these young scuba divers, high school students, would get the chance to dive and learn about marine biology, microplastics, and things like that. Well, my daughter went to that, drove her down to Key Largo, and dropped her off at the school and left, went back to Jacksonville where I live. And a week later, I drove down there to pick her up. But I took a couple of days off work and decided that we'd do a little diving ourselves. The weather wasn't exactly the greatest, but you know what? Who cares, right? It's a chance to get in the water. So we booked a dive trip on the Duane, to the Duane, the ex-Coast Guard 327. Anyway, get out there, and Jessica and I had a nice dive, and we did everything right, by the book. We were using nitrox. She was advanced certified at that time. She had just got her advanced certification, and I actually brought her the card when I picked her up, and I got some pictures of that later. I might add these, if I can find them, I might add them to this. Anyway, she, you know, completed the dive course there. Everything was fine. They had a great time, and they were inspired. That's what I really like about it. Anyway, moving ahead to our dive. Well, we completed our dive on the Duane. Everything was fine, and we're doing our safety stop. And we're sitting there, you know, we've got some air. We don't have a whole lot, obviously. We just made a 90-something foot dive on the cutter there, and it was a great time. I mean, and these divers they were below us, they came up and they just climbed all over us for the surface. No safety stop, no nothing. And Jessica and I were like looking at each other like, what the heck is what that? We had another 30-40 seconds left on our safety stop. Well, let me fast forward a little bit. We were on the boat, and these people are talking about how they ran out of air and were headed for the surface because they were out of air. And they're like, yeah, me too, me too. I guess it's that Me Too movement, I don't know. But anyway, I was like, what? You ran out of air? Number one, that's a huge screw up. Number two, I wouldn't tell anybody. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't run out of air, and if I did, I would be pretty shocked because that would mean I'd have equipment that malfunctioned. All right, anyway, moving ahead here. Yeah, they were all proud of it. I'm like, I don't know who's teaching these people that kind of behavior, but come on, it's ridiculous. So Diane from Scuba Smiles was talking about, you know, people ascending rapidly after their safety stop. Well, these people didn't make a safety stop and they were ascending rapidly. They're very lucky they didn't get an embolism. That was a mess for them. Really it was. So anyway, my point is, make your safety stop and don't run out of air. Also, I was talking to my daughter about this to refresh my memory a while, and she said, remember the guy that tried to grab the shark's tail? Yeah, no kidding. A nurse shark swam by in front of us, and this diver tried to grab its tail. Now, I know a nurse shark is a nurse shark. We all know what a nurse shark is. But I'm thinking, on what planet could this have possibly ended well for this guy had he successfully grabbed the tail of that shark? None that I could think of. So, you know what? Leave the marine life alone and watch your air. Do those two things, you'll be okay. Thank you, and until next time, this is Scuba John. Bye.